All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you. Excellent job taking time out on a Sunday evening. The Olympics are on. You guys are here instead of watching the Olympics. That's what DVRs are for, right? But excellent job taking time out to be here tonight, and you absolutely will not regret the information that we're going to share with you. Waiting to make sure if Eric is on the line, but I'm going to go ahead and definitely get us started. And the information that we're going to share with you tonight is referred to as power training. And this is a training that we came across, oh my gosh, 6, 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And this training was put together by a gentleman named Jeff Olson. And a lot of you guys may have heard us refer to Jeff Olson. Jeff Olson is the author of an incredible book that every single one of you should read called The Slight Edge. It actually just mysteriously showed up on my doorstep a few days ago, so I'm taking that as a sign that it's time for me to read it again. But it's definitely one of those books that will completely change your perspective on everything. So I highly recommend that you read the book. It was one of the first personal development books that Eric suggested that I read, and I can tell you it will absolutely create a shift in you, which will therefore create a shift in your business, guaranteed. So Jeff Olson, if you guys have never heard of him before, and it's interesting because he really is a powerhouse in the network marketing industry, but he has really lived his life in this industry kind of on the down low because he has been a top producer in any company that he has been a part of. He has sat on the board of the DSL, which is the direct selling organization, which basically oversees every single network marketing, every legitimate network marketing company that is out there. And he is actually now a consultant for some of the most successful network marketing companies out there today. They basically go to him and they want to know how to make their network marketing companies more successful. And he actually just for the first time started his own network marketing company. And really interesting because he obviously doesn't need to, but it's just something that he's always wanted to do. And he is just the top in his industry. He is just a very integral person, a very honest person. He will always tell you things exactly how they are. I actually had an opportunity to meet him a few years ago. One of the many other network marketing companies, I think Aslea will get to Neil, one of the many other network marketing companies that Eric and I were a part of was Prepaid Legal. And when I was at a Prepaid Legal conference several years ago, I was actually pregnant with Tennille. He was one of the guest speakers and actually did a portion of this training there, and I had an opportunity to meet with him, and just a very, very real and down-to-earth guy. So he put this power training together, and this is basically just a culmination of the things that he has seen to work over and over and over again, no matter what your network marketing company is. And one of the biggest things that Jeff drives home is the phrase, easy to do, easy not to do. That's really one of the premises of the Slight Edge book, is the fact that anything that he teaches, none of it is complicated. None of it is something where you have to have some super duper skills to be able to do it. He develops training very specifically for people that are just in this industry because they love it, not because they've necessarily had any success in it, but he has been able to help people to generate millions and millions of dollars in this industry because of the simple strategies that he is able to communicate. So that's what we really wanted to bring to you guys tonight, because as a lot of you guys are noticing, if you've been on the calls over the last couple of weeks, and basically since Eric has really come on board to help us to lead this team, there has definitely been a shift. And as soon as Eric realized that, that he had an opportunity to really get on these trainings, this was something that he absolutely knew that you guys needed to have this information. So he is on the line. He is ready to go. I'm trying to figure out, he's sending me a text saying he's on. But but like you're not anywhere, babe, where I can see you. So I am going to call him. I'm calling you, Eric, right now because I know you're telling me you're on, but if you're not in my control panel, I can't do anything. So here we go. This is how we keep it real. I'm calling him right now. Hold on, and I can just put him on speaker. Okay, hold on. All right, you're on speaker. Say something. Eric, I heard you for a second.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. All right, I just need you to pop me on the slide because we just left the challenge party out here in Mooresville. Hey guys, we just fresh out of a challenge party and it went really well, very excited. Alyse, I just need you to pop me on the slide.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
We're going to basically, I'm sorry, real quick. We're going to basically go through these 8 steps, and the first one that we're going to be talking about, the slide that everybody is looking at right now, is GST, Getting Started Training Within 24 Hours.
Okay. All right. First things first, guys. First of all, thanks for being on the call. I've got great feedback about the fireballs that we've been having throughout the week, and I'm excited to be able to share what we're sharing with you today. What we're sharing today, I know Alyse prepped it. I heard her talk about it, the power training and where it comes from. This gentleman who actually created this training is my mentor. I will tell you, I have not studied anyone who nailed it like this guy. I promise you, his residual income in this industry is more than most of the top leaders that we are exposed to currently. But I'm just going to hit it and run right through it. But I will tell you this. These numbers, this strategy and work for just straight across the board, okay? So this is, and it'll apply directly to what we do through our getting started training from the point of, our handing out samples, making 3-way calls, going from 3-way calls to getting started training to on and on and on, okay? So let's get right into it. The first thing we talked about is the getting started training within 24 hours and why that's important. Here's why it's important. First, let me just, yes, you guys know I like to do, information is just information unless there's a reason for you to retain it and use it, right? So what I like to do is make it stick. And the idea is I can just right now just tell you exactly what it is. The reality is it wouldn't stick because there'd be no real meaning on why it should make sense or why it should have more meaning to you. As you guys know, this is a business that you don't do without a why. You can't do it well without a why, right? So that should kind of lend credibility to the idea of why you need to know why this is important, right? In order to get something with it. Because many of you know what it's like to try to motivate someone with this awesome opportunity without them having a why. I mean, it's just like, you put a suitcase full of $1 million in front of them and won't reach out and touch it or grab it, and, because they don't have a reason to. You might look at that and say, that's crazy. But at the same time, it's within every person. So let me spend a little bit of time on why this all should make sense, and we'll go from there. We've been in this industry for quite a while, and I will say that fitness coach, personal trainer for 21 years now. So really, in the end, what it comes down to for people I work with, and people want to get in shape, they have to have a reason. They have to have a reason why they want to do it. I mean, a real reason, because without a real reason, I mean, who's gonna give me 20, 30 jumps and burpees and all these different push-ups and dumbbell presses, 4 or 5 days a week, just tearing it up in there, super body style, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Any of our videos are part of our group. So these folks have a why, and every day we're building on that why. We're enriching that why. We're fertilizing soil. We're planting more seeds. We're watering it, and we're fertilizing it more, and we're tilling the soil. We're doing everything we need to get that crop, right? Those fruits that just pop out of the soil, right? And long before the roots pop out of the soil, before the fruits pop out, we need roots, right? We need roots. The idea is we're helping you right now to really generate the roots with what you're doing, okay? And that's what I'm going to share with you right now. Now, here's how it works. People are people, okay? In the beginning, everybody's excited about everything, right? And the challenge is with that, after that initial excitement of anything wears off, whether it be new cars, new clothes, new house, new boyfriend, new girlfriend, unfortunately sometimes new marriage, right? And I'm only making that point to even kids. right? When that baby, get that baby home, all cute, cuddly, starts pooping all over the place, crying all night. Tell me you hadn't had a moment and think, why in the world did I do that, right? I mean, come on, it's kind of like you want to, get rid of the baby, just because the baby's crying at night. But the fact of the matter is, you get mad, sleep at night, you think, man, wow, I don't know if I really thought that one out. Well, here's what's happening. In this business and just in anything in life in general, it's the same thing. There's a stage that we all go through, that newlywed stage, and everything's all happy and hunky-dory. Well, that's pretty much what it's like when anyone comes into this business, okay? Now, I'm not saying that everyone loses the excitement, not at all. What I am saying, though, real life sets in. And the reality is, when real life sets in, if that person does not have their roots, and the wind starts to blow, that tree might just go tumbling somewhere, right? And think, really, this person, it's just planting seeds. They don't really have roots yet. There's no stalk. There's no trunk. There's no tree with branches and fruit yet, right? In the beginning, there's a seed. Okay, so the idea is you don't get this brand new person to make moves when they're at that peak point of interest and excitement. You might not give them the opportunity to see what they need to see, which will help them establish and grow their roots. You see, the deal is, you get someone plugged into this business, you guys heard me say before, that's barely at the start line. Okay? Until this person actually can start to really dig down and get some roots and get their feet established in this business, get that foundation going, they really haven't hit the ground running yet. Okay? And, unfortunately, I don't really see it on our team. I'll be honest. I say we can do a rocking job, but we can do a better job. We can always do a better job. But the reality is, there's a lot of folks out there that don't really get the importance of a 24-hour GST. A 24-hour getting started training means that you're going to catch this person with their ears, their eyes, and their attitude is wide open, right? Fertile soil, plant your seed. I mean, if you really want to wait till spring time, it's like 30 below, and you're out there, just imagine for a second, who would you choose? Springtime, got a nice rain come through, and you can tell the soil, the soil's already loose, till your soil drop the seeds in, you know what I mean? Like, and compare that to, we're in North Carolina, but compare that to North Carolina, December, January, and you're out there trying to break ground, plant the seed. I mean, really, turn your soil, fertilize your soil. Imagine doing that in a dead winter. That's what it's like when you wait to a GST train. Because that person is not going to keep their mouth closed. They're too excited about everything that they've seen. They're going to run out and tell everyone about what they've seen. But what have they really seen? You ever think about that? If they haven't seen getting started training, they really haven't seen anything yet. Right? Because they saw everything that's going to get them super excited, which is important. And we know it's all real. I mean, I'm on my way home now. I'm driving in the Beamer, right? You got, some folks right now in their car driving in your Beamer. So you look outside your window, your Beamer's sitting out front. I know, we've been able to help, as a whole, our team, including all of y'all, everybody. It's over 60 that we've all a part of, 60 teams, so we know it's real. I mean, come on. And if you knew on the phone today, then, today's your lucky day because you were questioning whether it was real. Hopefully, what I'm sharing to firm it up for you. But the reality is, it's not real to all their friends and all the voter haters and all the naysayers and everything they're going to run into as soon as they sign that paperwork and start running around telling folks, what's going to happen. So, as a leader, shame on us if we don't get this person firmed up, right? Shame on us if we don't actually fill that soul, get those seeds in there. You're at the best time possible. 24 hours. Okay? 24 hours. Right? Because by the time they hit the challenge party, you're super excited, and everything is like at the top of that, on a roller coaster, you're going over that hill, and they start going over the top of that hill, and you're zooming down, backside of that hill, everyone's super excited, right? And think about it. You ever been on a roller coaster when the old school ones go down, then have to kick back up the other side? And trust me, there needs to be a reason why that person that you sponsor would go through the challenge of tick back it up the other side right? Like that roller coaster, because that is absolutely, it's all human. It's absolutely going to happen. But if you have given this person the ability to have more than just, hey, 3 for free, I'm super excited, the shake thing, it's awesome, you should try it. You got to give this person the roots. And the thing that is the gift of the curse about network marketing is this. It only gets you 49 votes straight. I mean, sometimes I wish it was 49,000, because then people would take it serious. Because if you pay $49,000, if you invested $49,000, first of all, you would take the training seriously. Second of all, people wouldn't walk away from it so easily, right? Not saying you or me, our team, but, you're going to have people that emotionally step away from it. Even though they're kind of going through emotions, showing up at the party, but, there's more to it than just being around it. You're either going to do it or you're not going to do it, So what I'm really doing, I'm helping protect you from having a roster full of dabblers. Or what I say to people like that in our fitness program, super body. You have your once in a whileers, right? You got to see me if you're part of that. I'm cleaning that up. You can't really deal with once in a whileers because there's no security for the team in that. You don't know whether this support's going to be there or not. So the reality is you want to make sure that you want to firm up your folks. Now we'll get into getting started, Trey, honestly, because you guys you've already been through it. You leaders have been taking people through it. But hopefully that emphasizes the reasons why within 24 hours, why that person's on that high note, why their attitude has altitude, which means that they have an open mind, right? You try to get that list of 25 people out of someone about 10 days later, sometimes even 72 hours later, for some reason it just says, well, I don't know anybody. And you catch them the same night they sign up and how excited, say, you know what? Great. Let's go ahead and get your goals. What are your goals? Great. Let's go ahead and get those on Facebook, guys. That's how we do it, right? That was part. If that person decides to sign up, awesome. I'll tell you what, since we're right here and we're together, and you know that, we're going to be connected with your friends, you want to get us free, you want to move on and get your viewers going and all that good stuff, let's go ahead and open that cell phone up. It's 25 people right now. Because statistically, write this down. Statistically speaking, your first 3 are in your cell phone. You already know it. I mean, think about it. Think back right now. Like your first 3 people aren't in your cell phone. And you might be the exception, but you are not the rule. So the reality is, if we already know that to be true, why in the world are we going to wait? Why would you wait? Why would you wait 3, 4, 5, 8? And remember, the pace of the leader is pace of the pack. So if your business ain't moving, or you got to ask the question, are you? Am I moving? If your business ain't moving, the chances are you're probably not. Okay? At least not moving as efficiently, as effectively as you could. So the reality is, I won't get into the depth of getting started training because this is about the big picture. But the first step of the Power 8 is to getting started training going right away. And I suggest, like I watched Renee, I watched Alyse, I watched Ginger, I watched Alyse, boom, party's done, bam, right there on the spot, get it done. I mean, it takes like 30 minutes, right? So the idea, you might want to go home, you might want to get back to your family, you might, it might be already 9 o'clock and so forth, but you can see 90 days later, when that person's driving a Beamer, or 4 months, however long it takes, usually it's around 3, 4, 5 months, some people 6 months. You can see, you won't say, man, I wish I never did that. Of course you would. But I bet if that person gets off track, and you can't really get that person reeled in, you're going to be thinking, man, I knew I should have got them started right away. And the worst case scenario, if you do get them started right away, you're able to help them with some of the leads, some of the more marketed people they brought to light, because you should be connected on Facebook and so forth anyway. So you're able to help them, and you can provide that support to make sure that they can get it done and getting it done. So anyway, I spend a little more time now is to keep the moving, folks, because guess what? You don't do that, number 2 won't even make number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Forget about it. Well, we wouldn't even talk about it. Right? I mean, think about it. You play baseball, I don't care how far you hit the ball, I don't care if you hit it out of the park. You still have to run all the bases, right? And what's the first base? What's the first one? First base, right? You're not going to skip first base to go second. Right? Okay, there we go. That's number 1, baby. That's 2.
Okay, check it out. I'm going to call you back from the other phone because as much as I love the iPhone, we can hear you, but iPhone speakerphone is not the best. So I'm going to
I'll get up speakerphone.
No, I mean, it's on my speakerphone too. Okay, try it and let's see.
Is that better?
Not really.
Okay. So what are you going to do? Call me back?
Yep, I'm going to call you back from the other cell phone.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. All right, you guys, hold on 1 second. I just wanted him to, I didn't want to interrupt him while he was doing that, so let's see. This should be a little clear. Let's check it out.
Hello, that's
Yeah, that's better. Okay, so the next one, number 2, is expose 1 to 3 new people a day, 5 days a week.
I'm sorry, that's a barely easy now. Say that again.
Expose 1 to 3 new people a day, 5 days a week.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, guys, here's the thing. Your market. You got to start working on your warm market right away, right? But even more importantly, you got to start warming up your cold market. Okay, and here's why. Your first 25, 30, 40, 50 people, they're in your sales funnel. We talked about that. But what's going to happen beyond that point? Now, if you've been in this business a while, you know you're going to need that list, right? You might not need to go director. You might not need to go regional director. You might not need to go on national director. But as an ambassador, check it. You will need it, okay? You will definitely need it. So the idea is you want to develop the healthy habit of actually exposing 1 to 2 people a day, because the reality is if you're exposing a couple people a day and you're taking them through the process of providing them with a sample, a follow-up call, and then that follow-up call can lead to a 3-way or overview video, and all that can lead to a 3-way call. You know, typically you want people to see the video before the call, and you know, it kind of depends on who you deal with. And you guys are leaders. You're going to leave that in your hands, but the reality is, between that 3-way call and that overview, they're going to take place. They need to take place. And then beyond that, of course, then we get them to a party. Then after party, get them into get it started training. But the reality is, if you don't want to run out of people, and you have people all the time say, man, I just don't know anyone. You don't need to know anyone. You don't need to know anyone. You don't need to have anyone on your list right now. In fact, you say you wanted to focus on, well, I have a cell phone. I just moved to this area. Okay? Well, what are you going to do? You're out and about, grocery store, getting your car washed, at the laundromat, your kid's school, wherever, church, wherever you're at. Look around. 7 out of 10 people need what you have. 7 out of 10 people need what you have. I'll say it again. 7 out of 10 people need what you have externally, on the external outside, overweight, obesity I'm talking about. Now, everyone needs it internally, right? So the reality is, how could you run out of people when we have an epidemic on our hands that's out of control, and you have the solution? How could you run out of people? I'll tell you how you can run out of people. You can run out of people by waiting to the last minute and realizing after you touch base, you have the existing, 3 people plugged in from your phone and so forth, and then your warm market, your friends, family, and acquaintances, associates, and the people around you, trust and like you. Once you run through that, and remember, because we're talking about going ambassador, folks, we're talking 6 figures. I would not be wasting your time talking about just getting RD. Okay? Now, granted, everything I'm sharing is what you're going to do to break through RD and run to ambassador, but, 16 BMWs, I would think you recognize RD thing, you pretty much got that. If you're paying attention to what you're applying, that's a wrap. Okay? But we're looking to develop long-term, slow down, not just fast people, but slow down. I'm talking people who can actually hire their bosses and live comfortably with security because they have a solid 6-figure business. Okay? Now, in order to do that, you're going to want to develop the healthy habit of constantly prospecting. But here's the thing. Sometimes prospecting sounds like a dirty word because it sounds like you're secretly setting someone up to do something that they don't want to do. So here's the technique for you, right? Dude, I'm always prospecting, but this is how I do it. And I would highly recommend that you take this consideration. I love people, period. Okay? And the reality is, I know I'm going to talk to you eventually, or I can eventually direct you to, whether it be, through SuperBody or directly to a sample or whatever way you look at it, at some point, or I'm directing you to someone on our team, which is typically, my strategy is to direct, shine a light on my team. But in the end, it's a process because it takes subtle shifts for a person to move from a point of, what is that? Never heard of it to a point, man, I'm interested, right? I mean, fine, he's lost 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, and, Robbie might be on the call right now. You guys know Robbie Moss. Robbie lost 102 pounds. You would think that it was just a no-brainer, right? Now, if Robbie needs to prospect and needs to nurture his warm market and needs to do these things, and I think everyone needs to, right? These are people we're dealing with. These aren't puppies that we can train to do what we want them to do, and you use, a doggy biscuit that make them jump over hurdles. I mean, these are people. They have feelings, emotions, right? They have beliefs. These beliefs take time to shift. Some people are so locked into doing things the way they do them that, it takes time. So guess what? The best thing you can do is just love when you're spoken. No, hey, I'm definitely going to approach you. But it might be 3 weeks from now. And you might be thinking, but I got a party coming up next week. Right? Granted, if you get your pipeline going, and your pipeline means if you're approaching 2 to 3 people a day, over the course of a week, what is that, 10, 15 people, right? Now, you could be the worst sponsor or worst closer on the planet. If you're getting 10 to 15 prospects a day and you have samples in their hand, that's just a talk game, don't you think that you're going to be able to get 1 or 2 of those folks to take the next step, to watch an overview video? In fact, you're going to be able to get a higher percentage of people that watch an overview video if you do it properly and you're actually listening to our power calls and you're getting your story and you're getting your brand together and you understand your form. And if you don't understand form, get back with, rewind the clock a couple days and get on a couple of those calls, those links there up, because we're teaching people about the form. Family, occupation, recreation, money. Right? Form. It's the acronym. Family, occupation, recreation, money. If you talk to someone for 10 minutes, they're going to talk about one or all of those things. And you should have your story in alignment, ready to roll for every single one of them. Right? Listen to people. People start talking about their family and, eventually they get around to, kind of complaining about something. Or it might be something great that you can elaborate on and you can actually, chime in on and kickback of what they're interested in. Occupation, well, right now, most people aren't really crazy about the job. So guess what? I got a solution for that. Feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. Felt the same way. But I tell you what, this is what I found. Feel, felt, found. Write it down. Feel, felt, found. Right? Next thing, recreation. Now, who gets enough recreation time? Not me. Nobody does. No one gets enough recreation time. Everyone wants more time off. Everyone wants more time doing what they want to do. Okay? Easy way to segue. Okay? Money. I don't even need to go there. Okay? So the deal is 2 to 3 people a day. Use your form. Use your story. Use your brand. Right? And know that you might drop off. And now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you drop off a sample today and you come back and you follow up 3 weeks later. Not at all. I won't go there right now about that particular little strategy. There's a strategy for everything. And I'm really trying to be sensitive to how much you guys are going to take in. I've been studying this stuff forever. And although you haven't seen me running around to hitting all your parties and being at all parties, things like that, trust me, I've probably done it 1,000 times. And it was before we had press play. Brother had to talk this out every single time. That's why, as I come to you right now, it's so second nature because I used to have to talk everything Nick and those guys are saying, everything Ashley and those guys are saying, you guys get play. Okay? So the deal is, that in order to get them in front of in order to get in front of the DVD player, you're gonna need to actually start prospecting a while out. So basically what I'm saying, to sum it up, give yourself a few weeks. Give yourself a month. You guys know there's people popping to the woodwork right now that watch you do it forever. Right? Because they've been staring at your Facebook page and watching the people go by, they've watched you drop the weight, get sick, get healthy and all this other stuff. Well, they're shifting. And if you do it properly, you don't rub people wrong and properly or allow their pride to get in, they'll approach you again. They'll come back, or when you come back to the line at Walmart, they'll say, hey, last time you were here, you mentioned that you chased me down, you beat me down, that smacked me across my head with, this long seminar, right? No, you mentioned it, or I noticed. Okay, so you're likely prospecting already, you just don't know it. So, and check the power calls. I'll be teaching you a little more tips on that. So anyway, I think that you guys got the 2 to 3. You understand why it's important. It fills up your pipeline, and as you start filling up that pipeline, you won't run out. Okay, you won't run out. You will never run out of people. Okay, so there we go. That's number 2, guys. Number 3, Dave.
All right, here we go. Number 3, segueing right into it, is attend all daily power calls and weekly trainings, live or recorded.
Bingo. Preferably live if you can, but I know a lot of folks ain't available at 3 o'clock. I get that. Okay? But and the reason why I say live for the call is because it's live. And when it's live, it's live. You feel it. I'm talking just like right now. You're on the call Sunday. You're on the call so that, hey, I'm available. You're thinking I'm available Sunday, but I'm not available at 3 o'clock. Well, I get that. But when you can be available for live. Why? Because it's not just information, folks. If it were just information, everybody would already be ambassadors right now. Trust me. Everyone at least be RD right now. If you've been in the business for more than 90 days, or if you've been in the business more than 30 to 60 days, you'd be RD. Right? But the reality is, along with these simple steps, because I guarantee you, what we do at work is typically more challenging than what we're talking about right now. Well, I just put it this way: it's more challenging. It takes more to do in general. All right, but the reason why we kind of sputter around these simple steps is because of the fact that it's the energy that goes along with it. It's the whole infusion of or the whole immersion of the energy and the sense of urgency, and that's what live will do for you. But the power call itself, okay, the calls themselves, the trainings themselves, they're super important. Why? Because this information is essential. Because why? Because you're changing your beliefs. Remember I just talked about the prospect shifting, right? Who needs to shift first? Let that marinate for a second. You do. So I guarantee you, if you're not taking it in, it ain't coming out. If you're not taking it in, it ain't coming out. Write it down. If you're not taking it in, it's not coming out. Okay? That's one thing. There's another thing. I said it before. I'll say it again. You want people to ultimately have the success you're having, right? You want people to ultimately duplicate what you're doing. And then, beyond that, you want them to do it and expand on it. You want them to compound, right? So compounding means that at some point, they have stepped away or moved away from your personal business, and they're now doing their thing. They're getting it on, right? And you're helping them, but you're no longer holding their hand, right? We just left the party just now, and Charnel Sutton was there, Cheryl was there, and also, of course, Jimmy was there. And Jimmy was, big mom in the house, presidential director, looking over her girls, right? At some point, Charnel and Cheryl are going to move up. They're going to be places where kids are. That's the way it's supposed to work. But how do you get that to work and function that way? Well, they need to know what she knows. Right? Think about it. Here we go. Write this down. People need to see what you saw. People need to hear what you heard. And then they're likely to think what you're thinking, which means they're likely to do what you're doing, which means they're likely to get what you're getting. Feel me? So if you're not on the calls and you're not taking it in, you are going to get that result. You are, in the end, they are going to duplicate what you're doing. So it kills me to hear, I talk to people and say, you know what, my people aren't doing nothing. Really. If you ever tell me that, trust me, I will look down at your feet and say, I wonder why. People do what you do. They don't do what you say. So try getting your people on a call that you're not on. Fat chance. Now, I know there's people out there trying to do it. Doesn't work. And I will guarantee you, their business stagnant, and they're frustrated, and then that frustration, where does that frustration go? Towards their people. Then it becomes a deadly cycle. Why? Because you're trying to force something to happen that they're not even seeing that's happening, and they start to resent that. Because we're dealing with adults, folks. These aren't kids. Even though you know business better than you, they're adults. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. Number 4.
All right, here we go. Number 4 is our favorite subject, personal development.
Ooh, that's what we're doing right now, folks. It's personal development. Personal development, huge. Let me tell you something. If there's only one thing that you would do in this business and nothing else, it would be personal development. It would be personal development. As a matter of fact, I bet folks that know what's really going on, I bet you wish you started personal development like 2, 3, 4, 5, 20 years ago. Because your ability to sustain has to do with your level of development. And that's going to tie into number 8, and I'll get there later. Right? But your ability to sustain has to do with how developed you are. Right? Just think about it. If your boss said, hey, you come to work whether you feel like it or if you don't feel like it after show, how many of you would show up every day on time, 9 o'clock, 8 to 5 o'clock every day and do things just the way you were doing it before they actually opened the door and gave you all that leeway? Most folk wouldn't. Why not? Personal development enables you to do what the average person wouldn't do. Why? Because in the end, you're going to need these mental tools. Why? Because your emotions are going to come to get to you, brother. Check me out. Your emotions will drag you down in this business that it will attempt to, because you will have different patterns that you're going to have to travel. You will have to take on different activities, right? You're going to run into different circles, right? You're going to deal with motivators. You're going to deal with naysayers. You're going to deal with family, people you care and love about, that you love. And people you care about and love are going to come at you sometimes, man. Or you're going to, hey, people you just knew, I just knew this person was going to get in the business and blow it up. And they do nothing. Right? And then it starts wearing on you. And then the next thing you know, you're thinking, man, this is not for me. I guess it works for people like Eric and Alyse or Renee, Michelle Barefoot. It works for them. I mean, folks, trust me. I'll tell you. I'll say it again. You heard me say it. I'll say it again. The first time I met Renee, believe me, nobody wanted to buy anything she had. Nobody wanted to join anything she was a part of. I wouldn't say anything, but for the most part, because I know she was filling her spirit, I'd have joined her at church. But the reality is, I wouldn't have joined her business, right? I'd have joined her at a cookout, but I wouldn't have joined her business, right? And I did join her in a good, in a process that we both went through of development, and we went through, and we all went through, right? But the reality is, she wasn't the person she is right now. You feel me? So the deal is, if she did not develop herself, as she had, as that glow that you see on video and that fire that you see when they handed the mic, trust me, that was in there. But she had to uncover that. She had to pull back layers, right? She used her head game. She used personal development to get there. And she's still using it. I'm still using it. We're still using it, right? Michelle's still using it. I can go down this. Beth Markham. I got, come on, man. I got a whole room of folks who's doing it. And that's why what we do as Super Body is so important, because that's what we're doing. We're life coaches, folks. Exercise is a tool. So if you're not personally developing yourself, you got to keep in mind that, at some point in time, physically, it's not the physical aspect that's going to hold you back. Most people can jump in a car 3 days a week and show up at somebody's house and go party. Most people just can't take emotionally the nose. And guess what? You got to get about 9 no's out of 8 no's to get 2 yeses. And if you're emotionally developed and personally developed, it's like, hey, I got 7 no's. I need like 1 more. Yes, I'm getting close. If you're not, you won't even see 7 no's. You'll be done before you even get there. That's enough said on that one. Let's move on.
All right. Find a partner. Find a workout partner.
Oh, one thing I do want to say about the personal development, guys, Nicholas said it, Jim Rohn says it, and I totally agree. Personal development is like taking a shower. It wears off. You might smell like soap for half the day. By the end of the day, you might not smell as fresh, right? So personal development is something that you have to continue to feed yourself. Okay, you can't just jump on it one day and be done with it. So what I recommend is that I recommend 10.
I can't hear you. I don't know if you hit the mute button. I can't hear you. He was going to say 10 to 15 minutes a day, every single day, of either reading a personal development book or opening up your Success from Home magazine and reading an article, or going to YouTube and pulling up a Jim Rohn video or a John Maxwell video or something. There are a ton of personal development leaders out there that it's not like you got to go and, spend 4 years and get a college degree, okay? This is something that if you just do it consistently and persistently, daily, you will get such a return on that minimal investment. So you guys hear us recommend these books all the time. The person we're talking about, Jeff Olson, The Slight Edge, is an amazing book. Think and Grow Rich, an amazing book. How to Influence Friends and Influence People, amazing book. And if you're not a reader, I suggest that you do. And as soon as we get Eric on the line, I mean, he'll tell you he didn't read a lick in high school. I mean, he barely read the Cliff Notes, okay? But again, you know, it's not who you are, it's who you're becoming. So if you ever hear the words, "It's not the way I am," coming out of your mouth, that is a huge red flag that it's time to change, okay? Oh, here he is. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, guys, I'm actually I'm at the home office now. I pulled up in the car, and it's kind of funny because Alyse's phone is connected to the Bluetooth in the car. So as soon as I pulled up, it actually canceled me out. But anyway,
I was just talking about, we're not on here yet. I was just talking about, I finished your sentence because you were saying 10 minutes a day on personal development. So I was just giving them the basic book list that we always recommend. The fact that don't tell yourself you're not a reader. I went ahead and exposed the fact that you didn't read a lick in high school. You barely read the Cliff Notes. And, you know, it's not a matter of who you are. It's a matter of who you're becoming. So read the book.
That is very important, because that if you ever hear yourself saying, "I'm not that type of person," or "I'm like this," I am, hopefully you're saying, "I am on my way." Because that "I am" statement, unless you said you're on your way somewhere, it'll hold you back. But anyway, I think you guys got the personal development aspect. Let's move on. Woo, you know I like this. Find a workout partner. Now, I know a lot of folk on the line is either in our Super Body program, or they've seen the videos, or they're being loved on by someone who's doing it, and we either bringing it to your town, or you made trips in to get a piece of what's going on. That, guys, is super important. It's iron sharpening iron, okay? And here's what's important about that. You guys need to draw close to someone who's doing what you're doing. Okay, because if you ever heard me talk about the 3 keys that we talk about of success, change, what it comes down to, you have to, of course, set a new standard, right? And for most folk, setting a new standard starts out by, hey, this is what I no longer am going for. This is what I will no longer do. It's kind of challenging for most folks, to set goals and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going. Here's my vision. In the beginning, that's a little tough. The second thing about that is you have to set a new strategy, right? So, of course, new strategy means what? New habits, new activities, new habits, right? Think about it. It's kind of challenging. I mean, think. If I asked you to drive to work and just drive a totally different, take a totally different route, even though it's just, you get there about the same amount of time, that could throw you off a little bit. Even just that is challenging for some folk, okay? Like, for instance, I put the right shoe on before the left pretty much all the time. It's just out of habit. Okay, if you ask me to put the left on first, yeah, it'd feel a little weird. To be perfectly honest, it would feel a little weird, right? Just like in class, when I'm having people to do certain activities, actually have them to do it from opposite sides sometimes, just because even though it's the same movement, the brain itself sees it differently, so therefore you see it differently. So, and the last thing, the third key about that is, those 3 keys, is having the opportunity to model someone. Now, when you have a workout partner, you guys have an accountability that's close-knit, right? But what's important about that is you both are like a left and a right leg, because chances are when you're having a challenge, you have a 50% chance that your partner might not be stuck on exactly the same thing you're stuck on, and vice versa. So just like a marriage, when I'm up, sometimes, hopefully we're both up. But if I happen to be down, in a healthy relationship, maybe my wife's still up because I'm not dragging her down when I'm down, right? So the idea is you guys want to connect with someone so you can have this yin and yang together, right? You want, and remember, you don't want, network marketing is about people. I mean, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, okay? So I don't really have to spend a lot of time on that one because you guys seem to do a pretty good job of having workout partners. But a workout partner is more than just, someone that's doing the business with you. This is someone you've locked arms with, you've committed to, and you two are holding each other accountable to the bigger picture. And of course, you have your upline and folks that are working with you, but your workout partner is someone that you're working with on a day-to-day basis. right? This is someone that you're both reading the same books, you're both listening to the same DVDs, CDs, and so forth and so forth. You're going to a lot of you're going to the same parties and so forth. That's a workout partner, okay? All right, so the last one. This is huge.
2 more.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 more. Oh yeah, that's right. No, this is it.
I know, but I just realized I left one out about a second slide.
Okay.
The one that we left out is the very critical importance. We talked about the importance of being on the daily power call and these weekly trainings, but pulling back even further away from that is the huge importance of coming to the team trainings that we're starting to do here locally, the local success trainings that Visalis offers, the regional success trainings that Visalis offers, and the national success trainings that Visalis offers. Okay? The regional and the national events are all listed from now until the end of the year in your back office right now. So this is where you plan. This is where you be proactive. This is where you go ahead and ask your boss for these days off. This is where you go ahead and start to set money aside. So if the event is in November, you don't wait until, October 31st to get the money together. You start to put away money now. But if you were on the call when we came back from Vitality and you heard the energy, you heard the key word that was used, which was belief that was built by going to these events, that is extremely, extremely important.
Okay, and here's why that's really important is because of this. You guys just think that we went down to Miami, we just got some information, right? You guys just think, folks who didn't go, trust me. I've talked to folks, and I've had folks tell me, I got to be honest. I went to a local training, man. I got so much out of that. I thought, hey, going all the way down to Miami, how much more could I really get? Look, man, we became a family, Miami. You understand what I'm talking about? So here's the thing. Let's bump the information. Let's put that aside for a second. Because granted, you're going to get prime content information comes out of the events, no doubt. I mean, some of the events, you got magazine launch parties and things like that, and you might think, well, I'm not really learning much. Yeah, you're learning a lot. You're learning your team. You're learning yourself. This is a business about relationships, folks. So the deal is, it's about those relationships. That's what it's all about. It is not about just information. I'm telling you, like we said before, if it was just about information, then you'd already been a millionaire. If it were just about information, you would have already been skinny. Right? Think about it. It's about the feeling, right? Because we're people. We're emotional. We got to feel this, right? So the deal is, man, I tell you what, there's some folks, I don't know if he's on the line tonight, but let's Boozer, if you're on the line tonight, you know what I'm talking about, right? Travis Harris, if you're on the line tonight, you know what I'm talking about, right? You guys know what we're talking about. You know about the time we spent and the opportunity I had to walk 3 or 4 miles with my man Rick Boozer. I mean, we became brothers big time. Now, I haven't even seen Rick since Miami. I think about him every day. Every day. And trust me, there's folks who did not go that I got to be honest, I just don't have the same relationship with. Not because I don't love them as much. No, I could still have love for them. It's not even that. It's just the fact that I didn't have a chance to break bread. I didn't have a chance to touch them, hug them, and hang out in a different atmosphere. I didn't have a chance to experience these things with them. See, the idea, man, when we're in that arena and you got 17, 18, 20,000 people in there, and it starts going off, man, remember, you got trillions of cells in your body. And each of these cells are capable of actually generating 1.7 volts. Google it. Figure it out. Trust me. That means one person could light up that facility for about 10 minutes by themselves if you could plug them in. So you put all those people in one room together and you get them vibing like that. Man, forget the information alone. I mean, let me just talk about the power behind corporate people coming together corporately. Think about it. Think about on the flip side. Think about riots. Think about like negative aspects of groups and gangs and mobs of people. Look what that's able to create. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that tears down Berlin walls. That's the kind of stuff that actually brings communism to an end. That's the kind of stuff that changes our nation, right? That's the kind of stuff that shifts us forever. I'm talking globally. So if you think you could just get information, you don't need to tap into the corporate gathering of people who all are like-minded. There's nothing more powerful than being in a room and everybody's looking to go in the same direction. That will let's say that will push your altitude of your attitude through the roof, therefore opening you up to all kinds of new understandings, which means you'll hear the same, some of it could be some of the same information, and you're like, oh wow, never really thought about it like that. I thought about it, but I never really thought about it like that. You see what I mean? So don't be fooled. Guys, show up. We need to see you. We need to be together. If this were a business that, we could do by ourselves, and, most people probably would do it by themselves. But I tell you what, find one person who's even hit RD. I ain't talking about six figures, but RD, who did it by themselves. Find someone who really went direct by themselves. You really don't. Okay, so if you really understand that, or if you're having a challenge understanding it, think about it. Why go to church? Just read the Bible. Really, right? Why go to church? Just read the Bible. Just read it at home. It's the event, guys. It's the experience, the relationships, the energy that along with all the info. Okay? So anyway, do you have anything else on that? Okay. Last one is right here. Be here a year from now. Be here a year from now. Why? Because I heard Alyse talking about the slight edge earlier, and that's my book. I mean, it's definitely something that I would highly recommend that everyone is really getting into. And what it's all about is this: by investing in your business for a total of 12 months, that means that you're committed to be here, right? So think about it. If you made 0.00, not 3%, but 0.003, like a third of a percent of not change, because that's not change. That's a shift, a small shift, a subtle shift. Matter of fact, 0.003 would be so unnoticed that you can't even remember when it really all hit. You'll look back a year and someone will say, well, when did it really kick in for you? You might give them, oh, well, yeah, at this function, or that. Those are usually because those are those pivotal moments that things kick in and your realization snaps in. You have this illumination or revelation, or, you're able to see vision clearly or something to that nature. But the reality is, if you commit to this business to be here a year from now, think about it. Even if it took you an entire year, which I don't think any of you know anyone that's been doing this a year and been doing it, following these steps that we went over today, which they're all basic and they're all aligned with exactly what Nick, Ryan, and Blake are teaching us. If you stayed doing this for an entire year and it took you a whole year to go RD, and you were averaging, $1,500, not big money, but, $1,500. Think about that. What's that? Close to 20 grand a year? Now think, is it worth, if your boss said, hey, I'm going to put you in, I want you to go away to college, take some college courses, I want you to take some college courses to improve your performance here on the job, and in exchange, we'll pay you additional $20,000 a year. Now tell me you wouldn't do that. Oh, and by the way, yeah, we'll hook you up with a paid-for BMW. Who wouldn't do that? Everyone would do it. That's why you need personal development, because if it sounds like something you wouldn't do for yourself, you need to be developed. And you want this business, you need to be developing yourself. So if you can make the commitment right now, again, I don't care if you made that commitment 3 months ago. Make it again. What's today's date? 29th. Today's the 29th of July. If you made the commitment to be here on the 29th of July next year, and you didn't have a big fat smile on your face, I will turn around and let you kick me square in my butt. Because the reality is there is no way that is even possible with what we have to offer. So if you could just say and recognize that time will either promote you, it will either expose you. Make a choice. Right? Because it will expose the people who quit. It will expose the people who gave up. It will expose the people who failed, which is okay. But if they quit, they became failures. Right? If your last attempt was a failed attempt, you would be a failure if you quit. But if you stay engaged for 12 months, like I said, I will guarantee you, you can have our Beamer if it didn't work out and you were following these steps. So that's about all I have on that number, on number 8, and that's about all we have tonight. I'll ask Alyse if she has anything that you would like to close. Baby, you want to close this out?
That was it, really. I mean, like I said, you guys, at the very beginning, none of this stuff is complicated. None of this stuff requires some huge network marketing background. None of this requires sales experience. None of this requires anything other than a desire for you to be willing to want to take these steps and to be willing to step a little bit out of your comfort zone and do something that may be a little bit uncomfortable in order to have some amazing, amazing success. Whether it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years, ask yourself, if you keep doing what it is that you're currently doing, is that going to really provide you the life and the time and the freedom that you would truly like to have and that you truly deserve? So these are some really simple steps that you can start to do today, because everyone's always asking, what can I do? What do I need to do to grow my business? This is it right here, guys. It does not need to be any more complicated than this. It just takes some commitment. It takes doing some things that you may not have done before. It takes locking arms with people that are already doing it. And that's it. It is nothing complicated.
All right, so here, we're going to hit this roll call real quick. And I want you guys to go through this roll call, and I want you to give yourself a round of applause, because I'm going to hit this list. And, you know, most leaders are on the phone. I know there's some leaders out there in the field right now, because I left many as I was coming in here. But think about it, guys. You want to be on these calls. You want to be on these calls. So,
and I know a couple people like Renee and Michelle, they were calling in, so we will not see their name on there.
Yeah, I got that. Yep. Okay, so here we go. We got Betty Holden. We got Dale Lewis. We got Deborah Hargett, Dee Stott, Emery Deal, Jeannie Full, Gene Taylor. We have Jeff Bennett, Jennifer Masserat, Jennifer McClure. We have Jim Ryan. And my computer is stuck.
I know, it always does that.
Oh, it does? Okay, cool. Jim and Linda Dennison. We have Joy Bartholomew. We have Carla Bishop, Kay Lancaster, Kim Hicks, Maggie Bottom, Marcy Nickerson, Marilyn Harris, Michael Bottom, Michael Williams. That's my boy. Pamela Norms Pilson, Rhonda and John Mike. Tabitha Marburger, Tammy Boyd, Torrance Moses, Tracy Wojo. What's up, Wojo? Valerie Call. Okay, Scott and Valerie. So here's the deal. If your leaders are not on the phone, they're hopefully they're in the field.
Ladiva did send me a text and said she was at a party.
Okay, Ladiva. See that? That's what I'm talking about right there. I love that.
Yep.
So that's what it's about, guys. So that
wait, this may be somebody saying that they're there with somebody else.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Oh, thanks, you guys. You're so welcome.
Oh, yeah. We love you guys. You know, guys, I do look to make people squirm. I just left a party today, and it was interesting because the comment was, man, you sure do know how to get people, shifting in their seats. Guys, trust me. That's what it's all about.
I've been dealing with this shift for years.
Go ahead now. All right. Love you guys, man. Any questions you have, many of you guys, I'll be seeing you real soon. Guys, I'm looking to rock at your parties, too. I am in the field now. I'm all over the place. I don't care who sponsored you, where you're at, what we need to do. We just need to get it done, because the air is great up here, and we look forward to hanging out with all you guys at the pool in the middle of the day. I'm serious. That's what it's about, guys. So anyway, you have a good one, and hopefully I'll be coming to a party near you soon. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Have a good night, you guys.